Hi, this is Dr. Pike again for LDR430, and this week we're changing gears a little bit. I think the majority of our heavy lifting with judgment and managerial decision making, the text by Bazerman and Moore, is going to be followed now to what seems to be an oversimplified storytelling of change, exponential change, and how it can be embraced or ignored in The Iceberg is Melting by John Kotter and Holger Rathgeber, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. So what I put together, because the book is a fairly simple read, one could probably finish it within a weekend if they put their mind to it. You have these fictional Emperor Penguin characters that are trying to show and trying to obtain buy-in for an idea of exponential change. And in that, you can see, within that microcosm, you could see that in the macro sense that these things could affect an organization, a governmental agency, even a government. And so the question that we have to begin with this week is, can you handle an exponential rate of change? We have to realize that change happens fast. Change is needed to prosper. Change management doesn't work when the change is huge. If you try to curtail or try to stay on top of every small bit of the minutia, then you'll get lost in the bigger scheme of things. The landscape in business and technology is changing so rapidly that forecasting is almost impossible. And teachers these days are preparing students for a world that they'll never see, that they can't fathom. Just think within our own existences, within the last 10 to 15 years, how rapidly technology has grown, and who could have been prepared for that? When we deal with change, it can be a pain. Always, it's extra work. Can create other problems that we didn't foresee. You can throw as much money or as many people as you want to try to curtail all the little problems that may arise. But it may not come out the way you want it to come out. And that's why versatility is what is required. Methodology. Applying what you know and it doesn't work. So when we're thinking in our modes, our usual heuristics or our biases, our system one thinking, we can see that these go-to things that we've employed before in our lives aren't working, especially when the change is huge. So what Kotter tries to show with these fictional characters is a leadership-driven methodology. 1, you create a sense of urgency. 2, you establish a guiding team. 3, you develop a change vision. 4, communicate that vision effectively, I will add. And 5 is empowering others to act. 6 is short-term wins, and I dare say rewards for those wins. So there needs to be that cookie at the end. At the end of the first phase implementation, all people will have an extra day off, or all staff that have participated in this, we're going to have a pizza party. There needs to be some sort of short-term win and reward. Then it's a matter of maintaining momentum and employing and embedding a new culture, a new way of doing things. When we talk about hard work, and I can, because I've been employed in many different governmental agencies, but I also, in the private sector, I taught martial arts for a number of years, and there was no substitute for hard work. We'd see young people come in that were extremely talented, and they'd stay 2 or 3 months thinking they reaped the benefits of it. And then you'd see that dogged, determined student that would take it completely to black belt and then on to mastery level work. And these people understood that it's day by day, step by step, and there were no shortcuts. And those people never let up before their vision became a reality. There was no substitute for their hard work. And I like this quote by Colin Powell: "There is no secret to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure." And I think I've shared it with you before. Our personal ethos in our family is either we win or we learn, and we don't lose unless we give up. So when we're talking about flexibility, this is another governmental and I believe military term, and it's semper gumbi. It means always flexible. I realize that a number of people may not know who Gumby and Pokey are. It was a 1960s stop animation, almost cartoonish type show, and Gumby could bend in every which way and he could recombine himself. So I think it's a good visual example of how we need to always stay flexible. Change is the only constant, and it's going on, and so you can either embrace it with enthusiasm or be upset by it. And if you're upset by it and you have your misgivings, then proceeding with any type of positive change will always be scary and will always be more hard work than simply knuckling down and getting to the business of working. When we're talking about getting others involved, we're talking about buy-in. And there are certain things that you can employ to get the buy-in that you want for this change or for a new direction. And you can ask the person one-on-one. Don't always go for your professionals first. There is benefits to numbers. Make clear what you want and what you want people to do. Encourage people to ask questions. Be transparent with the information that you have before you. If you do, you're going to foster that trust relationship, that social capital you're going to need to get things done. You want to give the big picture and outline tasks. What are the short-term wins? What are the integral parts of what you're trying to accomplish? You start small, you build, and it's the same thing with trust, and you make the tasks manageable. Now, this week's lecture is small, and I understand that everybody is busy. I myself was a non-traditional student and obtained my doctoral degree by working full-time, raising a family. So I understand that, and we do understand that your time is important. This John Kotter and Rathgeber book is fairly short, and I want to encourage you to read it. Keep your mind open. I know it may seem a little easier, it was for me, than the judgment in managerial decision making, but I think you're going to have some good takeaways from it. That's your lectures for this week. I want to say thank you. I'm hoping everybody had a great Thanksgiving holiday. I'm hoping that you all ate well. Maybe not ate as much as me, but ate well, and were surrounded by the people that love you and are thankful for you. So congratulations on making it to week 5, and I'm looking forward to seeing your assignments. Thank you.